But that's the whole point, is that this building is going to be able to become whatever you need it to be. So just recently, all of these curtains were closed. There was a stage up there and the tables right here for the Puppet Up show. But then also you should be able to hide all of this to create movie sets and different scenes. Something really cool to look at is if you look up here, you see all these little cameras. They have this circle with the black circle inside of it. It's all around here. That's because, you can see it up here too, that's because they use CG capture. So if you're having, let's say that there is going to be CG capture for the cartoon that you see these days on like Nickelodeon and Disney Plus. It's a lot of those characters' movements are being filmed right in here, which is very, very cool. Something else to think about is when Charlie Chaplin was on the studio lot, he would have a soundstage like this, but because it was silent film, there was no roof on the soundstage because they didn't need to have all the sound inside. What they needed was the light to come through. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later, about how the movement from New York to LA happened for movie making. But one of them was that California just had so much more sunny light days than anywhere else. And so just imagine making movies before where there was just no roof on it because it just was easier to adjust the lighting. So if you don't feel like somebody's always watching you, you're wrong. Here with the eyes everywhere. But we'll go ahead and step back on out and we'll go ahead to a very cool opportunity.
Muppets. Puppets. Puppets and puppets.
What Jim Henson kind of noticed is if you look at a TV, it kind of looks like the proscenium of a stage already. So if puppeteers can see what the camera sees, then we could just play to the camera. So this is DJ Panda. He's from a now defunct Henson show called Animal Jam. And so now that I can see what the camera's seeing, I could do fun stuff like play to the camera. So I could do stuff like leave. I could pick right back in. Oh, hi. Are you talking about here? Never mind. You could run out real quickly. Maybe you want to pop back in frame. Hi. You want to come sideways. Maybe you want to row your boat across. Hi. But what do you notice? When I go to the right, what happens to the puppet? Goes to the left. That's because we're seeing what the camera sees, so it's kind of the opposite. So as puppeteers, we have to train our brains to realize when someone says, go to your right, they don't mean this right, they mean this right. So it gets a little crazy on set. But who wants to try? Right-handed or left?
I'm right.
Awesome. You're going to put your hand all the way up. It might be a little moist from the previous owner.
Okay.
All right, perfect. And you're going to hold those. I'm going to put you right over here. Get as high as you possibly can.
Okay.
All the way up.
Okay.
Beautiful. All right, let's look. Try to look at camera.
Okay.
All right. Oh, it's like he's in a sinkhole. Come closer.
Okay.
Let's get you up.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that looks good.
That does look good.
That does look good.
Yeah, try to say something with your mouth.
Hello, I am Bad Rabbit. I
Beautiful.
may be bad, but I am friendly.
That's wonderful. Get closer, Bad Rabbit. You're so far. Get close. Get Oh, close to me. I know it's hard when you're looking at the monitor, huh?
Yeah.
All right, let's get you out
Okay.
of the sinkhole, buddy.
Okay.
Oh, he's running away.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Let's
Okay.
lift you right up.
Yeah.
Oh, he's shy.
Uh,
All right, let's. Do you want to count, or would you like to? You already sent your message. We're going
Yeah.
a little out of order.
Okay.
It's okay. Let's
Fine.
count. Let's count to
Okay.
5.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's keep going. 6, 7, 8. Why did you do that? 9, 10. All right. Anyone else?
Don't be shy.
it's
Don't
okay.
be shy. Come on, it's your time.
There you go.
Mariana.
You might have to share that Purell. Hand sanitizer is a puppeteer, that's right. Okay, and your name?
Mariana.
Mariana, and obviously you're right-handed. I'm gonna crank the camera up just a little bit because Mariana's a little bit taller. And I don't have to squat as deep. Alright, there you go. Alright, now stick your hand up as high as you can. So you say beautiful. Oh my gosh, she's a natural. Lovely. Alright, up we go. Hello, wow, she's got it. Okay. And my body was just, it's giving exercise. Okay. Sorry, Halloween's in a little bit. I'm excited. Okay, so let's look at the camera. And we're gonna look to our right. So not camera right, our right. So you're supposed to turn to the north, natural right.
Our right.
Our right. Natural left. What's that? What's that? Okay, we're gonna count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get really close to camera and say what you've always wanted to say to your tour group, but let's keep it PG. And I think you still have to be with them afterwards. So be nice. Be nice. I love Mexican peaches. Ooh, everybody.
Now we know your cheap most secret.
Does anyone have any questions, comments, concerns?
So many concerns.
And there's no such thing as like a silly or dumb question. I've gotten them all. Anyone?
What's been the coolest thing you've worked on?
Coolest thing I worked on? Probably FNAF, Five Nights at Freddy's. Just because like I didn't realize how feral the fan base was, and like it was just crazy because for us we're just like, oh, we're making a movie based on a video game, and like people were trying to like sneak onto the set, and it was just like the craziest high profile thing that I've gotten to work on. But I don't know, now I feel like that's the wrong answer. I feel like anything with the Muppets. Yeah. Because also, I always tell this story, but one of the first things I worked on was Muppets Haunted Mansion. I got to play Camila Chicken, and my puppet mentor, Alan, was Fozzie. And we're in the background, and we're just throwing popcorn at each other. And I remember that was my first scene, and I'm in the background, so I'm looking at the monitor, and I'm like right here, but Miss Piggy and Kermit are right here. And I'm like watching them do the scene like this, and then I just hear the director and I was like, background, can we get some movement, please? And I realized I was just staying still watching Miss Piggy and Kermit on the TV, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm also in this scene. I need to start moving. Otherwise, this chicken is just like staring at them. Yeah. Any other questions?
We
Wait,
like.
oh, you have a question?
Go for it, Kelly.
So I studied theater in college, and one of my teachers was a puppeteer, Alan. He worked on Dinosaurs. I don't know if anyone remembers that show. He was also on Muppets Tonight. And I guess Henson was trying to really find more women because puppeteering is still kind of a boys' club. And so they were looking for tall, funny women who they could teach how to puppeteer. And my teacher was like, I have a short list, and I was on that short list. And that was about 12 years ago. And what was crazy was we had a big group of women come in, and it just ended up being like me and one other girl that kind of stuck around. And now she's on tour with Coldplay, I'm doing this, so it's crazy, it's crazy. So you never know, like I thought I wanted to be like a serious actor, but now anytime they're like, you're gonna be an actor, it's like, I have to put makeup on, can't you just give me a puppet?
And that's something we like to highlight is that in Hollywood, you get a lot of aspiring actors, and there's definitely, we have a lot of Instagram pages dedicated to making fun of aspiring actors in Los Angeles. But I think one of our favorite people to run into are puppeteers, because Sarah here has done a lot of stuff in puppeteering, stuff that you've seen, and she's kind of a big deal in the puppeteering world, but I bet you didn't know Sarah's name until today. And that's because with puppeteering, it takes a lot of talent and small egos, because most of the time you're gonna know the puppet before you know the actor behind it. Like, do you know who plays Big Bird? Not unless you watched a documentary behind it. Do you know who plays Elmo? Do you know who plays Kermit? No, you know the puppet behind it. And so, but there's a whole human that is bringing that to life. And so puppeteers are our favorite. Also, to brag on Sarah for a while, you do improv at Groundlings, right?
I did.
Yes, and Groundlings it's not an easy thing to get into with improv, and if you've ever seen Saturday Night Live, Groundlings is one of the places that they'll go and scoop people up from. So again, Sarah's a bigger deal than you anticipate.
I'd be here to say all
It's true.
But yeah, it is also kind of funny because a lot of times people will use puppeteers for things that you don't realize are being puppeteered. Like my friend Donna was one of Doc Ock's
Yes.
Doc Ock's arms. What? Tongue twister. For I think it was Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man series. Like she was like there were two puppeteers doing the mechanical arms for Alfred Molina. If anyone saw the live-action Jungle Book, it all looked CGI, and that one actor is a kid. That's simply not the case. He was acting with puppeteers the whole time, and they CGI'd them out. And the thing was, it's because it's so much easier to interact with a person than it is like, here's a tennis ball on a stick, now cry to the tennis ball on a stick, versus seeing an actor who you're having like a real emotional connection with. So if you see behind the scenes photos of the live action Jungle Book, you'll see puppeteers in the water. There's like a fake stomach that Mowgli is sitting on, but he is acting with one of our puppeteers, and then after that they'll erase this out, put the CGI animal in there, and then replace our voice with a celebrity. So, yeah.
Stars, they're just like
that. Yeah.
Well, we'll get the opportunity to see Sarah again on our tour. We get to take a picture with her and with DJ Panda, which will be really fun. But can we please give it up for Sarah?
Enjoy the rest of your tour.
All right, everyone. Welcome to the boardroom. You're about to all be fired. So you can take a look around. We have a lot of concept art for maybe some characters that you recognize. Some that you probably don't. But the biggest part and feature of this room, obviously, is this huge mural on the wall here. This was actually originally in the New York office for the Jim Henson Company. The Jim Henson Company has offices in New York, here in Hollywood, but then they also have studios in Burbank as well, nearby where the Disney studios are actually. In this mural, you will see all of the Muppet characters prior to, I think, 1987. So anything after 87 you won't see necessarily in here. But let's talk just a little bit about the characters that you are seeing. So Sesame Street was never a part of the Jim Henson Company, but Jim Henson, it's one of their best clients though, if you will, because Jim Henson, their Creature Shop, continued to make the puppets for Sesame Street. So all the Sesame Street puppets are Jim Henson made, but they're Sesame Street owned, if that makes sense. And then also, so that they've been doing that since the late 60s, early 70s. So Jim Henson and Sesame Street have had a long time together, and they're still making new puppets today. And then you also are going to see some of the Muppets in here, and Disney acquired those in early 2000. I think it's 2004 that Disney acquired them. And so now all of those Muppets will live on the Disney studio lot instead of right here in the Jim Henson lot. But the Creature Shop is still here. They have actually had to expand into Burbank with their Creature Shop because they've been building bigger and bigger creatures that don't fit in the old doors here at the Charlie Chaplin Old Studios. So that's why you're going to see a lot of the characters that you're probably expecting to see a little bit more of the Muppets here. But when Disney acquired them, they no longer live on the studio lot. But the Jim Henson Studios will still help with the creation of all those Muppets and Muppets. So really fun thing about this room is that it's a great photo when we have you guys sit in the chairs right in front of the mural. So we can take you guys by groups to sit right in those chairs, and then we'll get your photo, and then we'll head on to our next stop on the tour.